So Congress just started a major problem. And I want you to think about this. There's no payments to military personnel. Social security offices are closed. Social security payments are even delayed, possibly weeks. There's no payments to SNAP benefits, partial shutdowns to all government agencies, and generations of Americans will be paying for one big mistake. Now, what is that big mistake? Well, it is the debt ceiling. Currently, Congress is attempting to get started on either raising the debt limit, which Republicans at this point are completely against unless they can get something in return, or the other option is to suspend the debt limit. Okay, so it's either raise the debt limit or suspend it. By suspending it, it means that even if we go over the debt limit, doesn't matter, the Treasury can still borrow for whatever they need. Okay, so it pretty much gives them the open door to just spend whatever they want. This is something that Republicans have already stated that they are completely against. Okay, so one of these two things needs to happen as soon as possible. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen stated just last week that the U.S. government will run out of money on Thursday, January 19th. Today is January 17th. We have 2 days. Therefore, they will need to take extraordinary measures. Now, here's what you need to know. There are a lot of discussions happening amongst Republicans, some amongst Democrats, but none amongst each other. Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, said today, and I quote, "I would like to sit down with all the leaders and especially the president and start having discussions." But this is where the problems actually start. And this is a major problem. That is, it starts with Congress, but President Biden pretty much wants to end it. Here's what President Biden pretty much says, that he has no intention to sit down and have a negotiation. He wants a clean vote to simply raise the debt limit. That's it. Raise the debt limit and move on. Now, even the White House press secretary, she had this to say today, and I quote, "As President Biden has made clear, Congress must deal with the debt limit and must do so without conditions. But congressional Republicans are threatening to hold the nation's full faith and credit, a mandate of the Constitution, hostage to their demands to cut Social Security, to cut Medicare, and to cut Medicaid. Brinksmanship that threatens the global economy." Here's what I can tell you. Right now, Republicans, they would like to see us reduce spending. One of the ways that we can reduce spending is to reduce the amount of money we're paying out every single month for Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Now, some have said that they want to completely just cut Social Security, get rid of it, right? Reduce the spending. Others say, let's increase the full retirement age so that the people that are not yet there, we're not going to send them more money every single month. They have to wait. They have to work a little bit longer so that they can actually get it. Now, again, this is going to be tough for people that are right on that age, right on that line. But for others, and for people in the future that are 40 years old, 50 years old even, there is going to be Social Security there for them in the next 10 to 20 years. But in other cases, there might not be the full benefit amount, because if we do not see Social Security reform or some changes, then Social Security will become insolvent, and in the next 11 years, you would actually get about 77% of your payment, not 100%. That would be crippling to millions of Americans. Now, the bad news with all this is that Congress knows this is going to be a problem. As a result, Republicans are already pretty much working on a contingency plan. They know that Democrats are not going to just jump on board and cut Social Security, make cuts to Medicare and to Medicaid. And honestly, cutting is probably a horrible word, but that's what everybody uses. Now, here's the thing. Republicans are working on their contingency plan, while Democrats are honestly just being hopeful that Republicans vote to raise the debt limit, and there's not really a contingency plan there. So, what is this contingency plan? Well, as of today, Tuesday, January 17th, it's actually a pretty simple plan. Republicans, and this is according to, I think it's the Washington Post and Politico, they are saying that Republicans would allow the Treasury to meet certain obligations with the must-pay group. And this group includes Social Security, Medicare, the military, the Treasury instruments, and they would allow those pretty much departments to get paid while all the other bills go unpaid. Here's where this will turn into an even bigger problem. Democrats are hopeful that Republicans decide to increase the debt limit, especially before we blow through the debt ceiling of over $31 trillion. And Republicans are adamant that they will allow the U.S. to default on its debts unless Democrats agree to reduce spending. Okay, well, here's where we're at. Something has to give. But who's going to be the first one to break and give in to the other party? Right now, we don't know. And that's the $31 trillion question that everybody wants an answer to, and nobody has any answer to. That's a problem. So, here's what I can tell you moving forward. Congress is going to have their work cut out for them. Republicans are going to have to answer to many things over the next few weeks. My guess is we are going to get something done. I don't see the United States defaulting on its debts. We've never done this in our entire history. I don't see it happening now. However, it's going to be a very contentious few months because according to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, we have until probably June or July, of money, of funding, that we can get through it as long as we take extraordinary measures now, which she's going to do. So, I will tell you what's going on as soon as we get more answers and more information. But as of right now, nobody has answers because they're still trying to figure out what they can get from the other party. Democrats do not want to cut spending because what is the biggest thing they have done over the past 2 years? They've increased spending to provide more benefits to the American people, whether it's through food, whether, can't really say Social Security, but yes, they didn't give a cost living adjustment, but that's because we had massive amounts of inflation. So right now it's a major problem. Democrats don't want to give away all the stuff that they've just contributed to, and Republicans, they want to see our spending reduced so that we don't have to keep dealing with this debt ceiling every year or every couple years. As of right now, that's the worry, is if we raise the debt ceiling, that means we're still spending. So eventually, we're going to have to raise the debt ceiling even more. Right now, we're at over $31 trillion, which again, is a massive amount of money. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I wish I could tell you. I do know that the next probably month is going to be a lot of back and forth amongst Republicans and Democrats. As we get more information, I will fill you in on what's going on, but I just want to prepare you and warn you ahead of time that it might not be the greatest news. So, if I don't give you the best news possible, just understand that I've already pre-warned you. This is potentially going to happen. So again, that's what we know at this time. As always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates again. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.